everyone! Welcome to my channel. My name is Samantha. Today I'm coming at you with a decluttering / how to minimize your makeup collection video. For a lot of us, we have drawers full of makeup that often get used once, never, maybe twice at the most. So I thought, why not minimize your collection to the bare essentials and then rebuild it from there, or figure out your favorites as you go by. So let's start from the top. Primer. My favorite primer at the moment is Hourglass. No, this one's Hourglass. Hourglass and Tarte. Now the primers you want to keep in mind are based on your type of skin. I have really oily skin, so I tend to like ones that A, have SPF because, I mean, double duty, right? And B, that have no oil in them. So two of the best ones that I found for oily skin for me are the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer and the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. Both of these are the travel sizes because I wanted to give them a shot, but then I have less to go through, figure it out, and if I really love it, then I can get what I love. So those are my first two recommendations. Okay, so after primer, we're gonna go to foundation. Now this is where it gets a little tricky because sometimes we want something more heavy duty and sometimes not so much. So I did a lot of research looking for the best of both. Full coverage, but still isn't so harsh on your skin that if you forget to wash your face that night, you won't wake up with a big zit on your face. So the two best ones that I found for foundation, again, I have oily skin, but I think this can work on dry skin too if you moisturize really well at first, is the Clinique Stay Matte Oil-Free Makeup. I love this. This is probably my third bottle of it, but I'm trying to transition into something a little more healthier for my skin. And after lots of research, I've settled on the Chanel CC Cream. This is magical. I have it on my face right now. It's not the best lighting for you to be able to tell, but it is pretty full coverage and it's really moisturizing. I did top it off with a little powder, which can help if you have oily skin. Speaking of powder, the powder you want to look for should be a sheer finish because you're not using it as a foundation. Unless you want to, then that's something you want to look for. Then you don't need these guys. But one of my favorites, all-time holy grail products is by Bobbi Brown for sheer finish pressed powder. I love this one because it gives you just the right amount of color that you need without caking on the makeup. Another more affordable drugstore version would be the Revlon Color Stay. I think it does a lot. It works really similar to how Bobbi Brown works on my skin, except that this can look a little cakey. So maybe don't use so much of this when you use your CC Cream, BB Cream, Tinted Moisturizer, or Foundation. I do recommend this though, it's really good. And I've noticed that with oily skin, I don't look super oily throughout the day with this. So this helps control that too. Okay, so we got the primer, we put on foundation, we set it with powder. Now for some color. I love to bronze. There is no day that I go by when I wear makeup that I do not contour my face. And one of my favorite double duty products is a blush and bronzer duo. I think these are magical. Now this, as you can see, is e.l.f. So it's extremely affordable. This I got for like $3. But I know that NARS has a very similar product, which I think I'm gonna try once I run out of this because, girls hit pan. So I really like this one. This one's not the conventional one that everyone has though. This is Turks and Caicos. I like this blush, even though it doesn't look like a blush, it's so nude in the pan. But once you put it on, it has a light pink flush on your face, which I think could work on all types of skin. Fair skin, you might need to be light with it, and then if you have a little more darker complexion, then you might want to pack it on a little more. Either way, I think it works great for both skin tones. The only downfall is that it is sparkly. They are not matte, which may work, may not work for you guys, but honestly, if you use the light hand, then this can work in your favor. And best of all, both of these can work as good colors as eyeshadows. So if you want to put this on the lid and then contour and blend it through with that. And then highlighter. Now highlighters, they can be touchy because you want to find one with the right color for your complexion that's not too stroby or doesn't show up at all. And I've tried a few, and my favorite that I found, which I think can work on complexions of any kind is the Hourglass Radiant Light Lighting Powder, but in Ambient. You'll notice it is super light. And even when I swatch it, I don't even know if you can tell, but I mean, it is light. I feel like I can't even see it on my skin, but when I go out or I look in pictures, I look in the mirror when I'm outside, I can definitely tell that there's something there. Now, if you have lighter skin, you might need to pack this on. If you have darker skin, then you might need to have a light hand with it. So the opposite of what I suggested for the bronzer. Let's move on to the eyes. So I have a couple suggestions for mascara. I have one drugstore suggestion and one high-end suggestion. Now, the one that I recently actually just found and love is so great. It's the Almay Intense Eye Color Volumizing Mascara. What I love about this is it comes in several colors made for your eye color. Now, I have brown eyes, so this one is purple. And I know you're thinking like, what the hell, purple? But you can't even tell. On the wand you can tell, but on my eyelashes I can't even tell. And I really do think it is more lengthening than it is volumizing, and I already have pretty long lashes, so maybe that's my only caveat with that, but otherwise this is actually very good and it stays put. I think the best mascara I've ever tried that's both lengthening and volumizing is the Makeup Forever Smoky Extravagant. The weird thing with this though is the brush tip is like a cone, so you can only do this with one side and then you gotta flip it, which can be a little odd, but it really does the job and I love it. And it has a deep, dark, black, intense color, so it looks fantastic. Now for something, say you're traveling and you have space for one makeup product, oh god. But one of the best things that I find, which as many of you have, is a palette. Now I have two palettes, one strictly for the eyes, let's start with that. This is by Lancome and it is their Makirish, I think. And I love this palette. I think it's perfect neutrals for on the go, every day. If you're gonna stick to one palette, stick with the one that has neutrals for sure. This one has a little highlighting powder, a pinky shadow, a golden shadow, and then a darker shadow. So you can do one eye look, multiple eye looks just using these four colors. But if you wanted everything in one, and I don't think this is available anymore, unfortunately, but I can definitely link something similar to the bottom. Tarte came out with an amazing palette lately, so I would definitely look into their brand. But this is the Divergent palette by, geez, I don't know who made it, but look at these colors. I mean, you can tell I've already hit pan on the bronzer because I travel so much and I love this. And then this is the blush. It's a very beautiful rosy blush. So if you're gonna look for a palette that has, you know, the best of everything, find something that has a matte bronzer, preferably a matte blush, a dark eyeshadow, a light eyeshadow, and a highlighting color, because then you could use this on your brow bone and you could use it on your cheeks. It did also have a lip gloss that came with it in a nude color, which is in my purse. But make sure if it does come with the lip color that it's something that you think you could wear every day, or top off with a little lip gloss to change up the color. So that's about it, guys. I hope that helped you if you're planning on decluttering your makeup. I know it definitely helped me. Now, this isn't all of that I have, but it's my everyday essentials that I use to do my everyday makeup. So let me know, what do you guys use every day? What are your holy grail products, and are you planning on whittling down your makeup collection? If so, let me know what you decide to keep. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. It's free. I make videos every week, all the time, so be sure to stay tuned. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.